his team play, because Heretics, they've been very up and down, Mitch. They've had a couple of 13-0s and then a couple of games where you're kind of questioning if they're the same squad that had the 13-0s. And we're going straight in with the Summit, a map where I don't think we've seen a lot of teams play this map. I don't want to say even close to perfectly. It's been quite messy here in EMEA, but Boo is going to start things off well. Ka-Chow is already gone.
A lightning fast start by Boo, and he's taking them across the finish line with 2. Damage done onto Bat 2 as well. It's Fireflux miles behind. For Team Heretics, well, they've grouped up towards this A site. They've got their IGL leading the charge with that early fight, but soon they're going to realize there's not much going on. Cypher Trip up there inside A main hasn't been touched just yet, although no one's coming to help Benji. Finally, he's spotted a bit of shoulder, and he'll fall back, and yet still, I notice no one's coming to help. My boy's all alone to hold off against this barrage, and so he's just going to leave that site, looking to group up with the boys later on. Retake his 5 with the damage done especially. They're already so far ahead, but that's why Fireflux don't go to the site. Instead, they're trying to find an advantage, trying to pull this back in their favor. Denig was full HP. It was Batu who was low, but Benji's wasting no time, leaving Hezecoil alone, and it's an easy cleanup.
Yeah, a great start on their opponent's map choice. Of course, we've seen both these teams play this map already. A close victory came through for Heretics, but this is the interesting thing. We were really impressed, obviously, with how we saw the side of Fireflux come in their initial match versus Pacific. I don't think anybody was blown away by the fact they were able to win that game, mainly because we were quite low on their opposition.
Good job, guys.
Obviously, breaking the record for the most losses ever in a row in VCT.
Yeah.
The thing that worries me today is this is Team Heretics, and more importantly, this is Rienz versus a Turkish squad. And although he didn't have to do anything in the last round, Rienz, famously, much to his dismay, is very good at obliterating Turkish teams.
Yeah. It started out as a joke, a funny observation, but it has gotten a little bit ridiculous as time's gone on. The consistency at which he shows up. But this season has been a big one for him in general towards these last couple games. Following up into... Looked like a little bit of danger there for Boo. In fact, it was danger for Koshmar. It's not bad to at least find one. A Guardian picked up for Ka-Chow. This round shouldn't be all too scary for Heretics at all. They've got 4 rifles coming in, and they had. Obviously, that Guardian's gone into enemy hands, leaving Rienz on a pistol. Anything else they lose from this point will be a cost, a price tag added to a round that should have been for free.
They've got the A site.
30 seconds left.
An additional orb for Reezy onto that Viper's pit.
Spike planted.
Obviously, he's the man without any form of weaponry, so it was also just the safest, but a quick flood back in. Woot already finding an additional man, and the walk-up is being watched. A nice shot, at least, by Denig, so it will be something being dropped off of the table at a minimum. I think it will only be the sniper that's gone, and then they should be able to retrieve any other weaponry into the hand of Rienz at the end. So they're going to keep the majority of the rifles at least. It's not too bad around for Team Heretics, and for Fireflux, it's at least a bit of additional damage. But this is kind of why we want to see them get off the mark onto this attack side, because I do think it's going to be important for Fireflux that obviously they had a lot of momentum when they played in their last match. I think they pretty much dumpstered Pacific. I'm a little bit more wary that if Heretics get going, well, we've already seen it. They are a team that has multiple 13-0s in the last few weeks, so you don't want to allow them that level of momentum.
Yeah, moving into round 3 for Heretics. So far, I've liked what I've seen on the defensive side. A passive approach when they've got the advantages. In the early round here, though, they're looking to claim them. A big fight towards B main, and it gives Koshmaris the opening, but a quick trade back. Not too much pressure on Fireflux. That said, though, in a round like this, considering the weaponry there for Heretics, they've got to be very happy with an early fight going their way. They still have the trip again. We're going to see these changed a lot. I'm excited to see Benji Cypher on this map now. We've seen a lot more tape on how people like to play it. Teams are going to start to figure out, especially that defensive side. And already we're seeing a lot of flexibility in where these traps are going. Heretics filling in the space they don't have. I actually didn't really expect a push in this moment. with their lower weapons. They're willing to take a risk, one that won't pay off though. Kachao was in a blind spot. Great damage done, and Benji has to hurry before that cage drops. He'll make it back, but the advantage now firmly in favor of Fireflux.
Don't have the positioning, but they might be able to catch Kachao. Never mind. He's caught them instead. A second player that he has to deal with, but instead he's watching for Benji. Has the right read, even predicts where the final player is. Smart stuff from Kachao, the youngster, again showing that level above his years in terms of his read on the game. And well for Boot. There's an argument for damage. You're going to have a buy in the next round regardless. But with 20 HP and a Phantom in his hand, it doesn't really seem worth just throwing that gun in unless he can take somebody with him.
Well, he'll find himself one, but it's time to run, surely, at this stage. No, he's going out for more. It's a little greedy from Boo, but well, he's backing himself with what was a very good start to this map so far. Damage done here, and for Heretics, again, like I say, my curiosity here is really around what comp works. You look at Fnatic, for example, they've played the map twice, and we're running what, 9 different agents that they've played. Like, figuring out this defensive side has been a problem that I think requires something like a Cypher.
Them, right? That's what they said on the map.
Yeah, but I guess now if you play every agent, you can claim everyone's copying
Exactly.
you. I love that.
The more the merrier. I am excited for the Yoru though. I think it's beyond that. I think especially with the distance change, so many fallback angles that you can have, especially on this operator, and gives you a little bit more flexibility on the attack side than Chamber does. I think Woot especially, look back to his last game, 26 and 15 in a close victory. He was definitely the difference maker. And that was majority on the attack side, 10-2 after a very slow start. I believe that was versus Fnatic. Now at least he's going to get wrecked. Kachao again, quickly becoming more and more a fan of this youngster. No fear, no matter who he's playing against. And a man advantage now for the side of Fireflux.
You got Woot here to help out Benji. He's given a trap to those A players, covering in that blank spot, but now instead he can't really hold that site the same. So Woot's there to help out, but Kachao making quick work of him has left him in a pretty tough position. From Koshmaris' perspective, there's nowhere he can really go. He's already tagged the 46. He's stuck in this corner. He has to fight his way out. So even if you wanted to go for a save at this point, it ain't possible. Kosh gets in there quick, though. They didn't think he'd be that close. Only one found, and the pressure doesn't come from both sides. The Neom almost slowed them. Benji starts picking up a few, though. It looks doable. Batu down on a sliver of health, and he won't last long. Heretics, they get there in the end. More than enough time on the clock for the defuse. And a 3-1 start here on Summit.
Yeah, I like the idea that you've got Koshmaris low, you send a dart through, he takes a big gamble. Everybody's now looking at either the dart or Koshmaris, and then the other players swing through in a similar time frame. Benji doing excellently, and the second you get down to a clutch and it's Rien's left alive, you should believe in Rien's, no matter who he's up against. Well, a round that was looking like it was in an incredibly good spot for the side of Fireflux, ends up going in Heretics' favor. It's going to put them into a bit of an awkward purchase, but an awkward one that comes with an outlaw. And I don't mind this. You see this occasionally in like high-risk rounds, but this is just an additional weapon that can make those pistols more deadly, and already Koshmaris is down to 10 HP. He was hoping to use the overdrive. That is now worthless.
The only man that can sustain a hit now is Woot. Anyone else will go down to that outlaw in one, so it really is a viable strategy that Fireflux have gambled on. They don't know it just yet, but the reward is just around the corner. Kosh will evade another bullet, but he wants the info. He wants to know if they're getting close, and, well, he wants to find them close with that Bucky. They'll be lucky to find one, and Kachao's ultimate makes it a quick kill, clean as can be. They've got the B side under their control. Oh, okay. They've got Benji as well. Unbelievable work by Kachao.
Yeah, I remember initially looking at this ult and thinking, it's okay. And then they added the ability to headshot with it. And some of these players are just so crisp with it. I think that's round over. I think the defense have realized, like, getting back into this now almost impossible. They don't have a hell of a lot of weaponry, so we don't just want to hand deliver it to them along the way and obliterate our own economy in doing so. And well, for that reason, Hezekiah's already like, well, I'm on the hunt. I want to remove some of these guns. I don't have too much to lose. I could buy back into the next round anyway.
Right here.
And I could make this very, very costly for Team Heretics.
I'm not wrong, right? Kachao did start with the Outlaw as well. Great damage by Boo, okay. It's at least the Outlaw.
I feel like
now.
Hezekiah had it the whole
Was
round.
it the whole time?
I think so.
I thought they swapped at the very start. Either way,
maybe.
the follow-up on the damage initially in the takedown of Benji, I think that's going to make them reconsider the setup now on Heretics. Saving these weapons should be the priority. That was a bit whiffy, and Batu's having a laugh at it. 3-2. And with Fireflux finding that round, though, a save at least for Heretics. They're not economically crippled, but I think the problem is like they haven't been able to defend this site now. Kachao's just come at it from 2 different angles in 2 different rounds and found no resistance either time.
Yeah, another one. Like we talk about it in terms of those superstar youngsters. Someone with the ability to take over rounds while not even technically being old enough to play in the partnership format. But here's the reason that Fireflux have a couple of rounds on this board as of right now. We'll see if he can keep up that level. Definitely slowed down a little bit with other players stepping up. I think Batu had an insane performance versus Pacific, but for now, with their economy in a pretty decent spot and their opponents on the brink, they could make this half very interesting.
Well, they started putting pressure towards the A site. It's worked in this time frame, but that window to hit B is closing. Woot's now coming over. He started on mid. It was Koshmaras they would have had to deal with alongside Benji, but instead now the operator's there. But the door closes. Woot misses his chance. Might go down to meet up with Benji. Has a TP to get out if the pressure's put on. Decoy sent through.
30 seconds
And he'll
left.
TP. They're sensing this is a fake. They sent Woot to the A site. They thought the hit was coming in elsewhere. But Kachao comes in, takes down one, tags up the others. The snake bites, shredding their HP. And it looked like for a moment there was going to be nothing there for Heretics, but then they start to win some fights. Woot's on the scene. He's hit one already. And Fireflux not peeking, not putting that pressure on the same way, but they've got the plant down in the 3v3.
You are divided.
Batu low. Cosmic Divide forces them into more awkward battles, but Batu again still lurking around the edge of this site. He's managed to dodge his way through. Maybe even a bit of a surprise angle for them to fight from, but now he has to do it all. Needs a final shot, and it's Koshmaras instead. Again, plenty of time left on the clock to get this one over the line, and although these rounds have been incredibly close, Heretics have been able to eke their way through.
Well, yeah, they got blindsided there. The timing on the push, just as Fireflux are getting into position, prepping for it. Heretics were rotating in, but they were a second behind. You see the second that Woot gets here, though, things change. He connects himself a double before falling, and Kachao, the damage that he had done was balanced out by Kosh on the other side. A triple in for this man, and he's 8-4 at the moment. A big round for him that has presumably pushed them up to a 5-2 lead. It's a very light buy by the attackers here. It definitely feels like they think that B is the weakness, and I think they've felt that so far.
I think they're right.
yeah, definitely.
I get that they've been able to get the openers. I think in that round it was more so overextensions. Like they get into a post plant there without peeking into the operator, without getting a little bit deeper, trying to fight for control. That might not have gone back in the other direction. And if you're able to get into a site like this regularly versus a Cypher setup, that's definitely a vulnerability that you've exploited. This time, though, you don't have Kachao, but you do have Deading. They were swinging him all together, and he still takes down Rians, who's had a bit of a rough start. And on the further aggression they've caught, Koshmaras and Boo. You might be looking at this thinking, well, one of these teams had a weak bye. Well, guess what? It wasn't Heretics.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the ult from Deading makes a big difference. He finds a double with it. That's already put them ahead, but towards the A site, landing another now, that's, I mean, forced the save from Heretics. And like we said, it did feel like the weakness was towards B. This time, they put a lot of players there looking for that early fight. 3 of them catch Deading. unaware. He wasn't scoped in. He wasn't ready for that fight. He had just quick enough to take a kill, get out of there, and then finds another when they try to scale on his position. Little consolation here for Woot. The walls are closing in, as now they know where that op's being saved. That's not a weapon they'll like Heretics to have. And most of them don't have anything to lose. Deading, for example, you're not going to save the big golden gun, are you? So he'll be hunting them down to the ends of the earth. Well, you would think. He's actually chilling.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a little bit surprised by Koshmaris in this round. Just because, like, you have the early fight, I can understand, like, you triple peak, maybe you don't expect the tour de force, but he then slides in trying to kill him afterwards. It's like, well, you know they have one weapon.
He's reset.
And you know what it is. Like it's this. Like, look, he had, like, a full 5 seconds to get ready for that fight. Sure, he didn't go too far out. He was just trying to get the extra information, but it's like, you know you're versus a low buy. You're giving a lot of opportunities in those moments, and maybe that's just confidence. Like, he's been playing well so far, but you kind of don't give Deading too many opportunities.
Well,
the guy is talented with an ult.
Especially with that ult. Even if you bait out the shot, you can't close the distance before he can shoot again. So he needs to miss twice. But he'd already TP'd, right? So,
Yeah,
but it's still, he has 2 shots on you before you can actually close that distance and get a shot back. So the risk reward not really paying off there. Wanting a little bit of information, perhaps see if he was still around there running to the other side of the map. That info was found the hard way.
Hello.
Nice angle from Boo. Reezy does really well to clear that. That could have been a big mistake, a thorn in their side, but problem-free now for Fireflux. They've got the site, they've got the plant. And okay, Kachao might fall, but Koshmaris ain't going to be popped in the ultimate, but he will actually get a rifle. Benji's going to bring it all the way to him.
Oh, almost all the way to him.
Oh, that's rude. Sound cues.
Go pick it up.
Brought it far enough.
They can get a purchase. So they're going to try and risk this one. Wow! There's the Batu we know and love. Maybe a quieter start to this map, but a quick collab with the operator. Maybe not the weapon that he's known for nowadays, but able to make it work nonetheless. 4-4. I think even going out of the map just because they know that they could likely utilize the Outlaw going into this round, but clearly feeling the pressure a little bit here on the Heretic side. They have decided to slow things down.
I'm starting waking up.
There you go. That's what I said. Start to wake up. Might go down in these battles, but if I do, my teammates are right there on me to make sure I get traded.
And it's for Heretics, I think the way that they've been setting up looks to solve a lot of the issues of losing that space in the late round. But Fireflux, their mid-rounding seems to be this very direct play in the late stage, default to start. Let's see how they adjust to this pacier play by Heretics.
TP'si bende. TP'si bende. Vur onu. TP'si bende.
Spike down
Sakin.
A.
Neyim var Utku?
Otta val da herkese vursun.
Dönün A gelin.
Hava da bu arada.
Tamam. Kurusun botu. Bir canım var ha.
Kay Kroşka.
Babalım var midde. Geldim kanka.
Volaç kapa birazdan.
Sen filan pushlarlar arkanızdan. Arkada
Kapa.
trap yok.
Kapadım.
Soluna bakıyorum Batuş.
Ahmet şu bombayı alsana giderken.
Vola dinle
Batuş
beni.
su bomba
dinle beni.
14.
Tamam,
Bir
dinle
tane
beni,
var.
dinle
Paranoyam da var.
Vola aç kapama side'e girelim go. Var side. Cypher galiba.
Sakin. Oku bekle. Paranoya vereceğim ona.
Hemen var. 2 var.
Kör.
Daha solun bir tane daha var. Nem.
Sakin yeme bol bank. Samet bombayı ver.
Evet kriz sak.
Fakat solunuza bakıyorum.
Dolaşman lazım çık.
Açtım.
Nem orada Cypher'ı bilmiyoruz kan.
Tamam. Arkaya bakıyorum.
Kapa Vola kapa.
35 on Fate.
I'm going towards Link now.
Yeah. I'm just aiming.
You're saving?
Just aiming.
Okay. I check your
Behind the box no?
bridge dead. I'm playing.
You're on site.
1 HP Viper still.
I'm walking outside. I'm coming towards you on shift.
Nice.
Let's go.
Smart move.
Wait, one main.
Come.
I'm with you.
Fine, guys.
Bro, we to stick.
I'm out of here. Last player standing.
Bro, nice try.
See.
It was really close.
And Fireflux come out on top. Good containment of that early pressure put on the Yoru ult and the more direct approach from Heretics. And I think from Heretics' perspective, when a hit comes in, it's very direct. It's very clearly intended. But it's always late stage. This early default, I think it's the first time they've gotten to see that out of Fireflux. They ran right into it. not knowing how ready the attackers were for that aggression.
Yeah, I think just maybe seeing the pause coming in and expecting something to come out of it when you've got that many ultimates online. Like, you kind of look at it and go, okay, they've got something here. Just being a little bit more patient and soaking up the pressure well. Like, it can be difficult, especially when it's a Hunter's Fury
Find you.
in combination with the Dimensional Drift. Like, you expect the two ults to come out with an advantage. And in fact, Fireflux soaked up the pressure and went a man up. So very well played by them. It's set Heretics back down to a lower purchase, and well, there's been few teams that I've seen pick into this map and been genuinely confident that they will come out on top. But right now, it seems like Fireflux, at least in this first half, are the better squad.
Again, going down to the minute mark, they're spread, they're waiting for pushes, they're holding that space. Now it's time to make some presence. Towards the A side is where they do it, and Heretics have this idea. They want to flood back in, they want to take back that space. You want to fight for it? We'll give you a fight. Except no one's here, no one's home. As they move back towards this B site, Fireflux have done this a number of times. The A pressure into the B hits. And most of the time they found their picks by now on the way into the B site. Benji's fallen, Koshmara's has been picked, but Heretics are playing this much more slowly, much more ratty. Unfortunately, again, Fireflux freeze, and then burst aggression as a unit. And they have destroyed them.
They or he?
Yeah.
Hezekiah, again, didn't do too much in the first few rounds, and then I think just almost got 5 kills in a row. That was very, very clean. Well, a clean round in general. An in-zone flawless coming through from Fireflux versus the Pistols. Again, we talk about Heretics, one of those squads that a lot of the time can win those rounds, can do a lot of damage with those rounds. But for a team, again, like I think you can look at some of the squads coming up from that Tier 2 system, maybe go, okay, are they going to have the same sort of like structure? Are they going to have the same protocols? This was just very comfortable. Like, you find where a player is, using the Prowler, you snake bite them out, you get an opener, you feign the fact that you're going in one direction, you double back into the other, and then you're just patient. They didn't overrush it, they didn't get super aggressive, they expected someone to make a move, cleared out a portion of the map, and comfortably got themselves in a post-plant.
6-4 scoreline in the back of a very well-played round and what has been a slow early stage. Again, Heretics seem to have a good idea. Against a lot of the teams that we've seen play this map, this would work. They always have presence around mid. You pressure one side, they're ready to push behind. They're ready to at least fight another leg. All the while, Benji's just delaying towards that B site. But Fireflux are not given the opportunity. They're not playing those deeper defaults. They're not poking for presence and poking for space unless they're ready to really scrap for it. And you'll see that here. Paranoia buys time, but Deadink goes down. Reezy spamming through the wall finds the one, but look, is not on their side. Every other fight was into the hands of the opposition, and the TP won't even be taken. Benji was still waiting on B just in case. But Hezekiah won't even make it into the shadows before his light is snuffed out. Poor old Reezy has to save.
Well, I'm not even sure his save has any value. Like, they have an unbelievable amount of credits, so I'm surprised he's not going in and trying to kill a few people. I guess because he's got his ult, he's going, I just don't want to give them an orb.
No one's close enough for that to matter.
Yeah.
One round to play for. I mean, if Rienz ends up with 4 more orbs, we have a bigger problem than the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah. No, I'm a bit surprised he's saving it. Got to protect that 5-4 KD, I guess.
Yeah, if someone walks by, it could be 6-4.
Oh!
You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to really add the numbers up.
That'd be your record, right?
No, they'll have you know. There's some VLR pages out there. Does you know? No. It's on the Viper as well, actually. But 6-5.
You would have saved it, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would have actually, but like that's far from the point.
You would have been bad math for your teammates at the same time.
I'd be staying a little closer to mid.
Because you're all dead. Oh,
I'd be looking for someone to walk out. You
well,
know?
you didn't even TP away. What you did?
One enemy remaining.
You TP'd from there? Come on. 6-5. Look for Fireflux. I started 3-1 down. They've made a good recovery.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to
half,
afford another gun.
Only 2.9.
Yeah, his teammate only has 4.4.
And 4.6. Unka Chow, but this is their chance for a lead at the half of a map they were trailing to start with. I came in picking it. Oh, that's a freebie for Woot. Hezekiah not quite wide enough the first time, and the second, Woot was more than ready for it. Nicely done But Fireflux will lean back towards this B site, where the weakness has been for Heretics, where Kosh has failed to hold a number of times. That's given the game away, and he's already retreating. You could see it in the back of his mind. He knows how that engagement went before. This time he'll group up with Benji, and they'll look to hold the line on main.
Yeah, they're even sectioning them off from the site, making an incredibly awkward angle. Instead, though, the attackers have Viper's Pit down the other side of the site, just trying to block off some of the rotations from teammates, but instead, the majority are already here. It has created a little bit of doubt in the mind of Heretics, but 3 players on this side. A reveal onto Kosh, though, is a problem. Caught out, the swing actually doesn't get anywhere near as much, and that 3-stack is eliminated almost immediately, back into an advantageous position. The stack has failed, and now it's up to Woot and Boo to try and pick up the pieces.
And two minds about that pit. I think it actually worked in their favor. Heretics worried about that backstab coming out of it, not able to hold close to the wall, losing that info. Oh, but now having Woot finding a nice shot onto Batu. Immediate response. No fear from Kachao. What if he has a teammate with him? Didn't even cross his mind. He'd take them both down. And now it's Boo giving the fright of his life to Deddy.
Okay, great trade again.
Kachao instantly on him for 7-5 at the half.
Yeah, no, I would say a decent half, especially you lose the pistol. It becomes a little bit more uncomfortable in those moments that maybe that could have slipped away from them, but no, coming out with the half, obviously for Heretics, definitely proving that there was maybe a little bit more on the attack side last time around, so it's still an opportunity to turn this one back. Either way, we will find out after the break, but first, let's have a little bit of a chat with Benji. Games over in Barcelona. Of course, scan the QR code, buy your tickets, and we will see you there at the end of the month.
Indeed, we will.
Not far away.
We have to find out still which teams will be joining us. Either of these having the possibility, and no doubt for Heretics, it means a lot to play in front of a Spanish crowd under the flag and the banner of their club. Now for this attack side, it's been a while since we've seen Heretics put rounds together. They got 4 on the board early on, but it slowed down. They were expecting split plays from Fireflux, but they didn't get many. They got direct attacks every time, and a direct play from Fireflux to go straight in towards this A main fight, go straight in towards the con fight. It's left Hezekiah a little alone, but it doesn't look like he has any problem with that. Back up on the scene now, and Rien's, well, it hasn't quite been the performance that was foretold from him, and the pistol round won't see any change.
Maybe we found the one Turkish team that the prophecy doesn't apply to. Maybe it only applies to partnership teams in the tier 1. If it's versus anyone else, it doesn't count. I don't know. But yeah, he's 3-8 right now. I would call that, especially for Rien's, an absolute stinker. So I have to wait and see.
It could be the worst half he's had this season. I can't think of a moment where he was even underperforming to that extent.
I don't remember. It's been a long season.
Yeah, I mean, if you could pull that out, I'd be very impressed. But
either way, I think they desperately need a step up. And for Fireflux again, showing well, maybe this map might even have to be banned if you're going into a series versus them. I think Pacific learned that the hard way. Heretics have been. And well, they won the last pistol and then still struggled. Now, it is worth noting that they had a very slow start in their previous match. I think they were 8-0 down and still won 13-11. So there is definitely potential, especially on their attack side, that they can flip a switch. But I don't know. I'm yet to really see anything that makes me believe that. I think Fireflux have had the better individuals. I think Kachao's been fantastic. I think Hezekiah had a slow start and then has had so many high-impact rounds. And well, Batu's even got an Ares, so like, of course we're going to be a big fan of that.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone's favorite gun. Mitch is always raving about how much he loves the Ares.
Just not true. I'm starting to understand how Kukuka feels about the neural theft
30
now.
seconds left.
8-5. Big round for Fireflux, putting themselves 9-5. Building up economy. already lost themselves one,
See?
and
Oh,
the
he's giving it the
Ares
Ares.
recovered. No, come on.
That's such a huge risk to
Brienne's-
give away such a powerful gun
No, it really,
to someone
it really
like
isn't.
Rien's.
But it's not. It's completely fine. He's low HP, even with full HP. Him getting one more kill would be
He
a
might just
miracle.
close the whole round on his own.
I highly doubt it. In fact, I would bet against it. Anything. Anything in the
One
world.
enemy remaining.
Brienne's dead to rights immediately. Facing off against a better weapon. Of course, he didn't stand a chance, but the classic, the Apex Predator, the great flash out the window. Woot! He's gone for the gate crash as well. The reposition, the fake of it, and he knows now. Kachow's got the read, but it doesn't matter. A Red Bull clutch for Woot against all odds. And he's proven, if nothing else, the classic is a better option than the Ares.
Well, yeah, and the Bulldog and all the other guns that were bought as well.
No, but they got unlucky in their fights. I mean, Brienne's had a chance.
To be honest,
there.
without the one kill he got with the Ares, that would not have been possible.
That's just not true. Easily picked up by the classic in the end.
Just so you know, the Heretics, you've got the easiest free ad for your classic ever.
That is going in the compilation.
I'm not gonna lie, that was sick. It's making me want to purchase it just for that reason alone. But unfortunately, I am not as talented as Woot, probably in any metric. But you know, 8-6, a much needed round. And I said a lot of the hero plays felt like they were going in the other direction, but Woot had something to say about that.
Here.
It is now going to be them with the purchase, them with the extra credits in the back pocket as well. Boo will sit with 3K after having a rifle in hand, and Woot even has himself an opportunity to earn up some extra orbs along the way.
Here.
Not a great start with Benji going down. Flank protection gone. It's going to force you into this B. Hit the drone, saw close right was clear. Well, close right wasn't clear anymore, but Kosh luckily dealt with that danger right away. Still haven't made it to the site. Taking their sweet time until they don't.
Enemy remaining.
Kosh Maris triple, but the ace will be denied by Boo up close. It is only an eco they're up against. More important to keep their credits. A mission that Fireflux failed in the previous.
Yeah, no, they keep that one nice and clean, put themselves in a position to buy back up comfortably into this next round. And I said, it felt like at any point
One enemy remaining.
in the game versus Fnatic, they could start turning it. Didn't see it happening in this one, but that classic clutch has definitely helped them out significantly. Of course, this is where Fireflux will get their first buy, the operator in here, and probably a little bit more turmoil for them to try and deal with. Let's listen in to how they cope versus the 4-buy.
One, go. Two. I do Cadence on mids.
Right side, right side.
I'm taking mids. I'm taking
One more left. One more left.
Bombs down.
Spike
I'm going for the
down
bomb.
A.
Stay mid, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna take.
Fade probably deep day.
Yeah.
I'm getting close short.
Stay where you are.
Yep.
They might move to Benji now though. Care Benji, okay?
Yeah.
Concealment.
They are not doing anything.
Okay.
They gave up the spike. Looks like.
Okay. I think I'll just try walk on short, bro.
Yeah.
I
Go try.
I'm peeking.
I can smoke something.
Leon on me. Can you smoke this?
Here.
Yes. Smoking. No.
I'm just walking, bro.
Event art.
I can break the door and we can go, okay?
30 seconds
Yes.
left.
Go.
Fade CT. Fade and Neon. Fade Neon CT. I think they're
Side
offside.
clear.
Okay. Yes.
Above here.
Listen,
I'm
bro.
gonna smoke off cave. Okay. Deep.
Okay, go. I'm gonna go into fridge, okay? Just aim link.
I mean, someone could be still side, but
Okay, I don't think so. Nice.
Nice, one more. Care
Out.
close. Could be.
Last player standing.
Nice. 8 seconds. Both.
Bro, you win this.
Çekilsin sola geçin.
Last
Beyler.
player standing.
Sakin oğlum.
Oğlum bir sakin. Beyler ente.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
He got both when the smoke went down. I thought they played that pretty well, trying to delay the time, trying to close the distance on, and then the 2v1. They're peeking the angle. The smoke goes down. They've got him. They've got him dead to rights. How does Boo get away with that?
Yeah, and he's now moved himself up to the top of the board with just an insane clutch. I felt like I've almost jinxed it at this point, saying that it felt like the clutch moments are going the other way. You have the 1v3 with the classic, then you have the what was that? Was that 1v3 in the end? 1v2? I don't even know at that point.
1v3, yeah.
And well, ending up with a 4K from Boo. Insane.
There's a lot of success in the early rounds, and then Heretics were the ones to slow down. So I almost look at them as keeping that pace going is going to be the important part. But here on the attack, that's where they stand the best chance of that happening. I think that's why Fireflux were able to find that spark that pushed them further forward. Great early fight here. Woot taking down Kachao. A big danger removed. From this point, it's only the pistols grouping up. And moving as a unit is all they need to do. It's what Fireflux try to do as well towards that B site. They've got 3 players all the way up. And they'll decide to leave Hezecoil to go for the flank, TPing past that trip. Although by the looks of things, Reezy's going to break it and join them at some stage.
Oh, it looked like there was an opportunity for Batu, but Benji was watching. Deadink trying to find the timing of his own. Good paranoia, but Benji still standing and now creates a gap for himself to play around.
Careful here.
His teammates locking out the remaining players from escaping through this gap. And from this point onwards, it's going to be difficult to find anything from this point. It's also devastating because that economy really is now starting to build up for the side of Heretics. A flawless round would be painful for this defense, as it will take maybe even 3 rounds for them to finally break their opponent's economy if they were to start a winning streak of their own.
Cover going out.
Oh, they're going to get out with 5. No further damage done by Fireflux, and for Team Heretics, yeah, despite, like we said, last half they went missing a little bit, but don't see that in their future here. It's got to be a big solution for Fireflux coming into this next buy round. They've got an operator on Deadink. Here. Finding him that early fight, especially having a chamber on this map. I mean, the amount of defensive aggression you can go for, be it on mid, a plethora of angles, but on the extremities as well. And we'll see that position taken towards A. Unfortunately, from what we can see, Heretics are set up to play the other side of the map. So the big investment from Fireflux might have to be used in the late round.
Oh. Early move from Woot. Only goal is to try and create chaos. Hunter's Fury going through.
I didn't see Hezecoil.
It wasn't aiming for Hezecoil. It might clip him, but even still, that corner's going to be checked by Koshmaras. An important clear, and it doesn't look like the momentum on this attack side is going anywhere.
Spike planted.
Batu does have ult, but it would be almost audacious to try and throw it in at this stage, and I'm surprised he's even pushing forward. His teammates are not particularly close.
They need the
even
guns.
Still, the second they're spotted, he has no choice but to fade away, and eventually Kachao is going to have to do the same thing. And nicer. This is kind of what you expect to see with those 2 ults in a set play. Obviously, a little bit easier on the attack side to make that work, but that was really clean, especially when knowing the spot you missed. I think that was the most important, because it did look like there was an opportunity, especially for someone like Hezecoil, to rip that apart.
Yeah, they were very conscious of it. Koshmaras immediately dialed in when they pushed through. You can see the net spread here as Rienz is looking to hunt them down in the spawn. Remove a weapon if he can, but everything will be carried forward for Fireflux. Even still, that's not going to put them in the best of positions. They'll be able to get a decent buy, but shields are going to be missing. They might be minus some util. And it looks like they can just about afford everything. Some kept over from how quick that previous round was. So at least there's that. They get one more stand here, but with Heretics on 10, they won't really get another should they lose this. A big investment. Ulti starting to come online on their side. Good chance Kachao has his. And a Nightfall to get them back into what should be a retake. Because again, Fireflux, last round looked for A aggression. This time they look for mid. And they'll find space, but at the cost of the B site.
This is completely under control, but it does seem like the defenders are happy to play the retake, still having that Nightfall available.
Yeah.
Kachao one away from his ultimate as well. There goes the Nightfall.
Didn't get caught.
But counter stuns, slowing them down. Eventually, we're going to see some of it fade, but now they're ready, waiting for their opponents.
Player
The
standing.
attackers have held the line well. Woot and Benji, and leaving just deading. And this is not the gun you want to try and take a 1 versus 3, especially if your opponents are not being over-aggressive, not taking too many risks. And while even if he was maybe caught on the way out, he's not even going to get a chance. Re-ends to close 11-8. This attack side looking flawless. And it seems like Fireflux are really struggling now with just the pace they're being hit by Heretics.
Yeah, it's funny because it's exactly what was working for Fireflux as well, except it was a little delayed in the round. They played slow, waiting for that aggression, which, if you look at how they approach this defensive side, had Heretics have done that, they would have had a very uncomfortable mid-fight. 4 players looking to take that control early on. But it was avoided completely by the attackers. They walked into a free site. And the Nightfall not followed up on quite as quickly for Heretics. It's the beginning of the end, really, of this map. It should be secured for them at this point with at least 12 on the board. The buy is miserable for Fireflux. They have that rifle on Kachao. Everyone else with pistols. Deading the Headhunter, 2 away from having his big golden gun. You'd kill for that in this round, and, well, he's going to have to kill for it
There.
if he wants it.
Heretics again. That first half wasn't the most exciting, but their attack side has been unstoppable, both here and in their previous game. And, well, an opportunity for Deading, but one not taken. Space going to be cleared out, although Kachao has done well. He needs to do so much more. Completely isolated, and the trade is quick. Deading taking a risk, but they're expecting this now. It's been 2, 3, 4 times attempted. Somebody going through the edge of a smoke, somebody trying to be the hero, and you understand it in these sort of rounds, but it's why Benji's either had a cam, he's had a smoke, a stun, something watching that angle, and then him just facing it this time. A little bit too predictable. And well, for Batu and Hezekiah,
Last player standing.
oh, even just trying to be a bit patient with the kill, ended up with absolutely nothing.
Yeah, gorgeous work. This second half has shaped up beautifully for Team Heretics. It definitely looked risky around the halftime. Fireflux having so much momentum, then winning the pistol, but losing round 2 in this half, they have not been able to recover. It has been a streak now of, what, 7 rounds in a row for Heretics to get to map point. And what's most upsetting about that from Fireflux's perspective is this is their map pick. It's somewhere that they wanted to see this fight go down.
In a row.
Well, yeah, I mean, they haven't won a round since the pistol round. In this half, it speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? 4 rounds in a row needed. Players like Kachao had so many openings when it came to that attack side early on, especially. That Batu on his invincible arc, and perhaps he'll be challenged again. He'll be called on. The question is, can he answer that call so close? Hezekiah almost took the head clean off a player through that smoke. Batu, he will deliver a double, and the rest of the team miles behind, but it seems like there might be a gap. Benji's been able to slip through. Now, they should be aware of this. The smoke down, no utility covering it, and you can already see that Kachao is going back, clearing towards cave. But the question isn't, will Kachao be ready for it? The question is, will Deading?
Yeah.
He's got to be realizing very soon that his flank is open. Oh no, Benji goes back.
Yeah, I'm watching to see if he can just find a trap in the spawn, maybe even go all the way around for a backstab, but it feels like the one spot he might miss is the one spot where there's a player. It's going to come down to timing. If they wait a few seconds,
30
he
seconds
might be able
left.
to get that kill, but they're not. They're going straight into the one man that managed to survive that clear. Deading's definitely been having a rougher time, but winning this fight's so important, and at least getting one is enough. It gives the information over to his teammate as well, who can just hold on to that ground. Like Reezy is in a great
10
position
seconds
for a
left.
backstab after they plant.
Yeah, the fact that he pushed all the way up to the trip and waited the entire round, it should catch them off guard. Now the cage activated towards main, and Heretics look to fight on the connector, but this is where the majority of Fireflux are coming from, and Benji can't make it away. He's caught up close, and Fireflux will have themselves a 9. Their first of a 4-round streak to make it to overtime.
Yeah, no, a great round from Batu. I think under some serious pressure, being able to hold them off, and then the rest of the players reacting off of that. I think Benji is a little bit unlucky that like pretty much the one angle he doesn't check, but he doesn't want to overextend and get caught and give the game away. And Deading does what was needed of him. Even still though, it's another 3 rounds in a row.
Just check your angles, man.
Wow, that's enough for Heretics to take.
Of Team Heretics, and the splits are finding a lot of space. Now look at the start here for Fireflux. It's 4 players towards the B site. We've seen them scrap mid, we've seen them scrap towards A main.
You want to play?
This time again, they'll be missing the boat. Deading's ultimate popped. They will slowly push forward, but for now, there's no one for them to run into. That might change soon, though. Rienz is very far away, and he seems to be quite cautious. It looks like he's aware they could have this angle, and if he keeps going forward here, this could get dangerous. It looks like he's going in. Droning, though, surely, and there it is. The drone making it around. Kachow's got 2.
The trade back, though. They had the right read on where they were going. Deadink again put under pressure. Still has the rifle to fall back on, but Boo and Woot have won their fights. And even with them tagged down to 1 HP, that's enough to get that dimensional drift online. Oh, what? Okay, I thought Boo was dead to rights, but instead, he's the one dealing damage instead. A fantastic map from him, 22 and 12, and a decent recovery in the end. Again, the attack half of Heretics seems to be the demise of their opponents.
Yeah, they always talk about old boy Boo and his young guns, but this is the thing. Sometimes he does come out and outshine them all. What a game. 22 and 12. Well, let's hear from the man himself. The 22 bomb from Boo deserves a sideline interview.
Boo, I was just explaining to you, our green room...
They were all right at the map, if I recall.
Historically, yes. Recently, not so much.
It's changed. It's changed, indeed.
They definitely struggled when they played against KC. I think that's why we're seeing the compositional shift. I don't mind the changes. I think... I was going to talk about Woot, but he's already dead. Yeah, Deadink on the waylay. Very exciting. He likes to get aggressive. I don't think there's any doubt this confidence is still there, even after the struggle bus of the last map. And while Batu now under some pressure, great paranoia. Deadink went to try and save him, ends up going down, and the trade's thick and fast, but it's Kachow to come out on top, leaving just Boo. But after the last map, just Boo sounds like an insult.
Yeah, my guy coming out top of the leaderboard. And he'll be in the same position if he can manage to find this one. The spike, well, it can be taken. He's leaving it there for the moment. The bait now as he swings in. Nice shot onto Reezy, but Kachow is quick to take him down. A 3-piece for the youngster. Then a 1-0 start for Fireflux here on Sunset. And like you said, recent memory for Heretics doesn't paint this as quite the powerful or the powerhouse as it was in the past. But this pick could still be deadly. As you said, yeah, Woot got picked off early, but his chamber could change how this map plays out.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by the choice. I can only assume that, like in scrims with the compositional change, that things have been going well, because you lose it a couple of times, and one of them to KC where you get absolutely bodied, and I sit there and go, oh, okay, I'm surprised, even if in the past it was a good map for you. But more importantly as well, it was talked a lot, and I think it was Pipson talking about preparation and how a lot of these teams haven't been playing since July, so everything could have changed on the compositions, and also that means the map pool would change. So there is nothing they can go on for what Fireflux are doing. Like, they didn't know what comp they would be running. So it is basically just off their own back. Like, we believe we're going to be very good in this scenario, and that's why we've picked the map.
Well, a start hasn't gone as they wanted, but these second rounds have flipped, even on that previous map. Deadink under pressure right away. It looked like a good start, but that slow has certainly caused trouble. The rest of the squad not able to follow up quite as quickly. Kosh goes down. Your ability to close that distance very much nullified. And look at how Fireflux approached this. Batu sent out to contain this crew while there's 2 death squads waiting for this peak to come in. Easy cleanup and an in-zone flawless for Fireflux in round 2.
Yeah, great round for them, earning up those additional credits and putting themselves in a position to challenge at least. And well, from what I can see on the board right now, it seems like they're going for a little bit more than just challenging, because Deading's gone straight in for an operator. So they're going for the surprise factor. They want to try and convert this round. I do feel like this means it's going to have to be him manning one side of the map. If they go that way, great. If they don't, and they've lost players on the other side, he needs to save.
It's a gamble to see if he can find that early value. A 2-0 start. Investment here is, well, as we said, pretty decent. That operator on the B site, the rest grouped up on A, so it will be on them more so to do this damage. For Deading, we'll just be carrying that weapon forward. Paranoia buying a little bit of time, slowing down the inevitable push, but it is coming in regardless, and in goes Koshmaris, the judge, finding Hezekiah. Plant on the back of it, with Batu down. This really is looking like we might see more than the op saved even.
Yeah, the rest of the weapons can be upgraded though. That's the argument. It's like you can turn that into a Vandal with the credits that you have, and maybe you can earn an orb or 2 while you do it. Kachao is definitely still looking for that challenge. Of course, for Heretics, this is more about keeping everybody alive, making sure that those credits build on the attack side. We saw it in the last half, where they just built into things and started running away with it. And well, clearing Kachao. It's a slight upgrade, but at least Reezy will take 1, and then he's going to opt to go down to the spikes so that he can buy up that trusty Vandal into the next round.
Yeah, I think it was worthwhile to try to take more weapons out of Heretics' hands, but 1 kill here sets those attackers up perfectly for this early half. They've got some credits to fall back on, minimal reinvestment, and the man that will be looking pretty low on credits is Koshu. Very soon will have himself an ultimate to play with, so they can pad the gap there. A very successful round 3 for the attack, but these are the building blocks of the early half put into place. This is really where things get interesting. Full investment coming in for Fireflux. The saved operator again in play, this time towards the A site. And that change is going to get Deading some action.
Patient stuff. This round at least. A bit of a slower walk up after the last round, but it seems like they're going to go right back to the same operator this time in the right place, but it doesn't matter. Riens has ripped Deading's head clean off. Oh, now they wait for that swing to come back in. Kachao at least managing 1, and the HP on Boo is desperately low. Hezekiah maybe not clear, but Riens is just taken over. Acquired to previous map, but now he gets the Nightfall online. Now, maybe even has to do it all himself. We spoke about him as that final boss over in Turkey. The Turkish teams sometimes struggle to deal with him, but he needs to try and ace this round to clear it. The first goes his way, and he uses the Sage Wall to get himself back out of there, trying to realize where the last player is, and he's done just that. Him facing off against Reezy, a chance for that ace, but just waiting for his opponent. The problem now is that time is ticking, hoping for that final kill, and he will clear it as well. It might have just been him giving them a chance in map number 1, because Riens is back to his old tricks.
Yeah, this is the Riens that was promised today up against the Turkish team. We know he finds another gear, but he was stalling out. 2 kills for the majority of that previous map. Finally, we're starting to see him wake up, and well, it is certainly not too late. That's the round that puts Fireflux economy in the bin. And it's one that never should have been without this man. It even looks shaky towards the end.
Yeah.
but he connects it just in time. For Heretics, a lifeline. That's the advantage now. Almost definitely as they come in up against this eco. Let's see how they handle it.
Would come to us, I think.
Yeah, I'm walking.
But we do it without wood.
They cancel
Yeah,
rest.
do it without me.
Close, Neon.
We cancel, okay?
Okay, chill. Just relax.
Cancel, listen, reset the map fully.
Okay.
Leave me here, okay?
They
Okay,
can
go.
tiles push, okay?
Let's go retake mid, guys. Listen, Boo,
Yes.
can you give us smoke on top mid?
Guys, you need to clear tiles.
I'll
I'll
do
do your
it.
tiles. Go pick.
Okay, okay.
Together. I
Guys,
reveal mid.
smoke top mid.
Top mid, yes.
Top mid, I'm gonna slow it.
Big one.
1, 2.
Listen to me, guys.
Still check left.
Goes.
Yes,
Check
well,
everywhere, please.
Listen to me. Can you just go B split with this wall?
Yes,
okay.
good. Guys, meanwhile, you break door. I'm gonna just
Go
brawl,
4
okay?
people there, okay?
Okay, guys, come close.
Not yet,
break.
not
Okay.
yet. Yes.
Yes,
I'm gonna
with you.
paranoia like this for you guys, okay?
Okay, guys,
Oh.
go.
You ready?
Ready?
Break,
3,
I
2,
put trap
1.
somewhere.
Let's go now.
Go. I paranoia for you guys, go.
Yes.
I do wall. Still carry Neon.
Dead.
One more.
Come on.
Just one over.
Dead.
I wall.
Go forward, go forward.
Be one more side.
He's
Yes.
behind the wall.
Guys,
Go
I don't know.
inside,
Go
go
side,
Go
go side.
together,
Yeah,
go
ready?
first.
Yeah, keep going. I slow CT.
Go. I check behind the box.
Neon backside. 2, Neon by
That
there.
me.
I'm holding with you.
Neon backside.
One market.
Okay,
Wait, I will go push backside.
Yes.
Wait, one.
I'm coming up as well. I'm
One
with you.
market. Come.
Seconds left. One
CT, where
enemy remaining.
One market.
CT, where
B.
He has up. Market guy.
And it's another big play needed from Boo. 28 HP to recover! And he's found himself another. Dead Ink, the only man on the other side, but a Frenzy could be the perfect weapon. Look how low Boo is. And he's got him off guard! And a Moda Thrifty for Fireflux. What a round!
Yeah, it was a great round from Fireflux, but an incredibly messy one from the side of Heretics. It seemed like definitely mistakes made in terms of communication. Like it seemed like they were desperately trying to get each player to have their own idea, their own call in each moment, and they end up getting caught off guard for it. One going forward, the other going back, and a little bit of delay, and well, because of that, even a whiff shot as well from Wu. It's one to forget for one side, and definitely one to remember for the other. A huge boost to the economy, and what it seems like right back to the same strat as before. Pressure put on, the bait thrown in. Nice work from Hezuko to get, or sorry, from Dedik to give a free kill. Even still though, they turned this back.
Yeah, they got Batu. He was caught between a rock and a hard place. The spam for Boo made it impossible! But Hezuko! Again, a big play from that Omen. And a 2 versus 1, Rien's having to step up to the plate and knock this one out of the park. It will not happen this time around. And Heretics' direct approach falls flat.
Yeah, it looked for a moment like that was going to work. I liked the bait play, but the player with the judge in the corner had no escape from that point onwards. And even after the res, but it's Hezuko. He seems to be a man of moments. Like, he's not going to consistently get you a multi-frag all the time, but when he does, it seems to be as clean as ever. The individual skill, no doubt. And well, from, I think, far, and that's not a great sign on your own map choice. On the attack side, which again, if you think back to their historic route, it was Paditek flashing in Woot and him pretty much killing everybody. That was how the game went, and a very different look from this side. Deadink at least seemed like he was in the right position, but for now at least, he has been smoked off. It's aggressive from Hezuko though. His teammate's not really able to fight with him. And that will give Benji the pick. The Nightfall goes through the space again. It seems like that's the plan. Deadink can't kill us if we keep blocking him with smokes and walls. Unfortunately, there are other players that can. Kachao again! This young superstar taking over the round! And 4 again from the youngster. Insanity from Kachao.
Oh, what a round. That would have been the ace as well. Reezy and his bullets must have landed at the exact same time onto that other. The 5th that evaded him. Or the 4th as it would have been. What a hold. You see, they bypass Deadink with the wall. They get past the operator, and it feels like that should make things easier. But all it took was a rifle in the hands of a man who's currently sat 14-3. And we talked about this already. In previous rounds, they gave him the opportunities. They didn't peak together, and he was able to convert them. Now, you see what happens when he's got that confidence. Sure, you fixed it. You swung together. You looked to trade. It didn't make a difference.
Well, yeah, you saw we had the live stats for Ian's. Kachao currently has a kills per round of 2, which is absurd. He's running away with the game, and we've said it already, that Riens in the past has been called that final boss of Turkey, the player that seems to perform fantastically versus Turkish opposition. Quiet first map, and a decent, already an ace in this one, but he is being outshined by Kachao, a 17-year-old superstar, and he's still going! He's looking to try and break some sort of record for kills and a half versus a team that has been there and done that. Well, he didn't get the ace in the last round. Reezy, don't be the man to steal it again. Don't take away the chance for the ace. Maybe even more impressive a chance for 9. He's going to take it again. He's going to take it again. Give the youngster the ace. This time, Kachao will do it. 4 in the last round. 5 in this round. There's only one man that Fireflux needs.
Got to give credit to Reezy there as well. He did fire some shots.
He almost did a fizzy.
But then he fell back. Yeah, I like that. I like that it's a fizzy. I'll never forgive him for what he did. But I'll definitely forgive Reezy for the other round now. Now he's a good teammate. You love to see it.
19-3.
Listen to them celebrate as well, man. Yeah, like, this means so much to them down on that stage, and doing it against a team like Heretics. Yes, we talk about recent history and so on, but this is the iconic Heretics map. It's beating Fnatic on Icebox. Something that Heretics are all about.
Go. He's died. They finally killed him. I was going to say, when we saw the 13-0 on Ascent, where Heretics beat Fnatic, Riens was 19-3 in the map. He's just got 19-3 in 8 rounds.
Just got the numbers delivered. His ACS is 620 right now.
Yeah,
obviously,
it's going to drop a bit.
The half isn't over. It's going to go down. But as a peak, that's bloody impressive. At 6-2 up, this defensive side is standing entirely on the shoulders of Kachao. And without Riens, well, they'd be standing even taller. For Heretics, this is a disaster. Map 3 already looks like it's on the horizon, but there's plenty of time for things to change. They're moving. Oh, that's awful. The Prowler doesn't see them. Not only is there an op there, but the op has backup of Hezecoil, and Hezecoil is backup of Batu. Op runs away. They think it's clear, but Heza's standing by, and guess who else runs in to take a bite out of Heretics? It's a feast for Fireflux as they find themselves 7-2 in the lead.
It's super impressive stuff. They're setting these traps. They tried it a few rounds ago versus the low buy, where they had the bait from Deadink, where he's taking the angle, falls back, there's a judge there. Then they're going like, hey, you like that trap? We're going to add another layer. You thought that you had it solved. Oh, we got that first player. Now there's another around the corner. And then Deadink goes, hey, I've not gone anywhere. I'm back for a little bit more. These trap setups look fantastic, considering that we have not seen them yet on this map, considering when they qualified for this event, it wasn't in the pool. This is looking very, very comfortable. And there you go, the big brain of the operation, Batu, had the read on them in that.
Fireflux with an incredible display so far. The thing you always think with these moments is like, okay, you're winning because Kachao is just... I mean, he could take the Piston Cup on at this point, but the reality is that can't last forever. Everybody slows down. But when will Kachao take his foot off the gas?
We immediately died in the last round, and I'll be honest, it didn't help.
No, it didn't.
And well, wherever they go, they'll see Deadink. He's in the right place at the right time. He's got support from Kachao. Boo's at least managed to get one and push the backside, and Kachao has maybe overstepped a little. The flash good enough to catch both players, and while Batu takes a second bite of the cherry. Woo. Oh, his gun's gonna go. He was just using the tour de force, and well, hello, Hezecoil. Being slightly overshadowed by Kachao, but he's having a great game as well.
Well, that's it. It feels like there's no shortage of players who can have that impact. Deadink early on, that operator's a big problem. Kachao, the entirety of the time, he's 20-5. Man's got a 4 KD, 10 rounds in against Heretics on Sunset. And then Hezecoil has been there. Think about the round towards the A side. As you said, he's a man of moments. And this was his moment again. Swinging back in, taking 2 individual fights, and this one was quick and clean to get the 4K. Certainly earned himself that spot right behind Kachao, but taking over is going to require a lot.
He's earned him the spot.
Next time.
Went a bit northern for a second there.
He's in spot.
Earned him
Getting ready for
spot.
later.
Earned him spot. Now tick-tock fight. And well, Batu's been 1-for-1 traded. Res available for Benjamin Fish. And you should use it. It's Rians who's dead.
We're 8-2. We're not rezzing.
We're not bringing back Rians. We're
lost
not
time.
saving Rians. We're not saving Rians.
Spike down.
How dare you? Well, the trade back leaves it even. Spike has been retrieved. Could have been a 3v2 if they had Rians,
Revive
but
me?
you know.
Revive me, someone? Could have been less. Rians would have helped them get in there with the utility.
Yeah, you know.
But hey, dive in from Danik. What a dodge, but Wu quickly pulls out the pistol. The problem is Hezekiah stands opposite you, a man who hasn't let many rounds slip. At 8-2, Fireflux would be hammering a nail in the coffin of Heretics! And it's bad from Boo! He was the star of Summit, but here on Sunset, it's a dark moment for him.
There's a boo-boo.
The shadows have stretched. The boo-boo delivered indeed. Double digits still possible at the halftime for Fireflux. Oh,
Moment from Hezekiah. He hit his notepad, not the desk, you know. Oh, you got Kachao talking smack. 9-2, and you can understand why.
Well, he's got Koshmaris and Woot on 3 kills. And I say he because, like, yeah, some of the others have killed him, but when you click that performance tab at the end, everyone's just going to see a very big number beside Kachao's name, and it won't be on the killed tab. Double digits, whether they get there or not, this is a half that Heretics will have a lot to learn from. They've both timeouts already used. Coming into this last round, they're probably regretting not using that res. They might not get a chance this time. Kachao, only a double. That's a quieter round from him.
You will see
And Heretics will be able to res back to the 4v4.
Boo has kindly been given a judge by a teammate, but eventually he will be able to upgrade. Brings things back. They're walking up on this. They're looking for the fight, and they've spotted no one. This is so much information. Rien's only going to be able to get the one. The immediate trade, and 3 players spotted, but if anything, the steps are going to be heard. The operator's going to be primed and ready, and it's 2 for Deadink! Boo may come back, but the second time he dies, Woot goes with him. It's left all onto Benji. The wall up, he wants to try and fight them. He needs to try and turn this. And well, he might just get himself a plant. That's something at least. Get the clock ticking in his favor, but there's not really anywhere to go. Utility being sent forward, and well, Batu's there just in time. A perfect peak at the perfect time, and a nigh-on perfect half from the side of Fireflux. They have dominated the defense.
Get the best round they had was an ace from Rians over on Heretics, and they needed him to get that ace to win the round. That is a tough one for Heretics, but for Fireflux, they've got to feel on cloud 9. That collateral from Deadink certainly made him happy. And speaking of which, we actually talked to Deadink before the match here today. Let's take a moment to listen to it during this halftime. Enjoying the game is something that's driving all of them. Well, this is certainly going to give them a lot of fuel, perhaps enough fuel to make it all the way to Barcelona, which you can do if you scan that QR code. Get your tickets for our Stage 2 finals, but maybe wait till after the game.
I was going to say, into things. He might be driving them all the way to Barcelona if he's got his license yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only 17 years of age. Might not have had time to do the lessons just yet, but
I still haven't.
Yeah, and you are also just 17 years of age, plus 10.
Mentally.
Either way, quick trades out. Pistols and more kills for Kachao, you guessed it.
No. No! A pistol here for Fireflux is a death sentence for Heretics. It has to be. And Kachao as well, continuing that momentum. A plant. Look, Woot, 3-11. Been a long time since we've seen him struggle like this, and it'll get a little bit better. 4-12 is a better ratio, but, well, 11-2, not so much.
He's genuinely still close to having 2 kills per round, by the way.
Yes.
Like, that's mental. Like, you see that in the first, like, 10 rounds, really impressive. You see that go on any longer in the game, and it is just absurd. And it's sad because I think otherwise we'd be talking about Hezekiah and the clutch rounds he's had and the insane moments, but this youngster, oh, taking our breath away, there's no doubt about it. Surprised we don't actually see more of an investment here from Heretics. They're going to go for the buy in the next round. It is a pick your poison, but this poison seems stronger than the other. You're basically going down to, can we win 10 rounds in a row? Or can we make it work with very little in this round?
Well, they've got players in the right spot. Just to be clear, I don't believe in this round, but they have got players in the right spot. 4 here, Headhunter in position. No slows on Benji, but a wall perhaps can segment off the crew. Nice start by Woot. Not a great follow-up, but trading not as good as you could hope for in this moment. Koshmaris gets in there with another. Has to be traded back by Deadink, but they've spotted Rienz. They don't know about Boo, and Boo's on the wraparound. He might get a freebie here. Swings in, but Denning's more than ready. Patience here from Fireflux, and Rienz is under pressure. Deadink with a 4-piece. Puts 12 on the board for the attackers. At this point, it feels impossible for Heretics to get even close to the scoreline Fireflux have put up.
Yeah, it's basically not so much like how they bring it back. It's when this game is over, and if they can maybe just build up a bit of that confidence again. I think they'll be able to resolve this and just go, okay, we came in with a comm that was probably working in scrims. We didn't know what we were up against. A kid has just obliterated us.
But Kachao might get a 30 bomb in a 13-2 game. It's not.
They might need to lose a round before that happens, unless he's going to kill everyone here.
A 4K from Kachao would be pretty much a normal round at this point. I don't know. I believe in it. Even without the round lost, it will be Deadink, though, to steal the first. Kachao's got some work to do if he wants 30, but there's 28, a double already. Now it's looking a little bit more doable. It's all I really care about in this game at this point. Heretics are not winning, I'll tell you that. Maybe they might not win the second, certainly, if Kachao keeps this.
They're giving him ult.
He's going to get the ult. He's looking for it. They want the 30 bomb, but Deadink's stolen it. 29 max, and well, Deadink's getting in the way of that as well. Look at him go. Keep the kid humble. 10 HP. Here come the laser guns, and it's Kachao with a 3-piece, 1 away from a 30 bomb in a 13-2 map.
Must have worked. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to see what they've got planned. I think they had a lot of cool trap setups on the previous map. This composition gives them a lot of opportunities for very cool trap setups. So why not?
I've always said I really appreciate teams and players who have that flexibility. It's strange to see this level of flexibility, but I suppose in recent times. Oh my goodness! Was that blind? Did he see something I didn't? Well, either way, big advantage found. Great shock dart. Rienz is done. Oh, Rod's here, and the reload lets him fire back onto Deadink. The shots on the bullet missing, and Rienz in godlike form puts us in to a 1v2 where I don't think Reezy has a chance. Nice work by Rienz in mid.
Yeah, they've needed him to save them multiple times. One of the couple of rounds they got in the last map was him getting an ace and clearly feeling pumped up going into that third map. And I think it's important that they go off to a strong start. When you get bodied in the manner that you just did, I think we've seen, I think even Benji in the clip earlier spoke about how he is an emotional player, and I think getting control of those emotions or even harnessing them is going to be important.
Oh yeah, after that last map, you need a reason to believe you're still competing. And if you find it, it's very easy to forget the last map. It was so quick. It's a tiny little space in your memory. Probably a little scary when you see Kachao. Again, just the flashbacks, but at least now he's not on the Neon anymore. Can't take those fights in the same way. For Fireflux, well, the start hasn't gone according to plan. One man they couldn't kill is given a 1-0 leg up. And for Heretics, coming into Ascent up against the Turkish team and having Rienz be tested for his real, what has been talked about as a Turkish player's kryptonite, well, this would be a poetic way to prove the point. It will be a very slow round here in the anti-eco. Heretics very cautious not to give over free kills, and they have avoided the stack, which they're about to find out very soon.
Walking in, there's a coil, there's the realization, and Molotov holding them back a little bit extra. It'll be some time to just clear everything out for the side of Heretics, but now it all comes about optimizing not only those orbs, but making sure the credits are kept. Like, I kind of want to see maybe the rifle given over to Benji and Kushmara start to go hunting. Obviously, it's a little bit more difficult to get that Phoenix ult as it was just a week or so ago. Damn you, Durka, ruining our Phoenix ult.
It'll be damn near impossible to get if he's having the same kind of game he did last map as well. Like, that's one of the main things for me is Woot map as well. Like, that's one of the main things for me is Woot and Kosh, your two duelists here. They have to show us confidence early on. They have to find that confidence for themselves. It was a really tough, I mean, it feels like every fight was really tough in the previous map. A really tough showing for them there, and even saving all the weapons forward in this as its value will be obtained. Clean enough early start for Heretics.
Yeah, they've at least managed to make sure all of the players are going to come in with rifles for this next round. It's going to be too expensive, and an opportunity to start this attack side off strong. Of course, when they played it last, it was their defensive side that was incredibly strong, but I don't think we can take too much away from that because they did win 13-0, and it seemed like Fnatic didn't really come to party at that point. But as I was saying, that bonus round is going to be pretty important for them. A strong one at that, and an early challenge on the fight. Let's have a listen in to the comms.
Okay,
There is no deadlock net and...
Get more foreigners.
no, he already took him.
I'm just gonna watch my mid push now, Boo, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Just out push. They don't have only air flash. Yeah.
Listen, guys, can you just wait a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going left. You can pick up.
Enes,
short, bro.
yes, Enes, you're gonna go drone short by yourself. You're gonna hit 4.
One mid. One mid. Okay, I'm coming back.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One dash, one smoke. I'm gonna dash close right side, okay?
Yeah,
Also, be ready to push.
Can they be like mid, really close mid?
Also,
yes, they can.
Can
Yes,
play
yes,
a little bit faster because of the deadlock net. Like, you will have it back in.
I wanna drone.
Yes, we don't. Get closer.
I'm running.
Get closer. Get closer.
Yeah, get
Can
ready.
you drone now?
Yep.
I'm gonna put it on the
Right,
drone,
sure.
guys. Okay.
Yeah, I will dash right. Can you flash this?
Go, 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 go.
Dash.
Let's go.
Molly heaven.
Under,
Right side.
Guys,
Yeah, I see him.
switch.
Get out. Get out.
I died.
I'm aiming heaven.
Well done.
Wait, I dodge paranoia.
Dodge also.
On the right side, Dennis.
I'm in that.
Peek here, guys. One.
Wait, I'm in that. I can't. Go peek now. One, two.
Bro, he's still switch.
That's for real. I'm dead. Heaven.
Last player standing.
Nice, bro. It was both.
Go bullets.
Oh, bro. Good bonus, guys.
Well, Deadink held the line from heaven for Fireflux to get there first onto the board. A 2-1 scoreline now. Deadink picking up a little bit of momentum, but Rian's also seemed to start hitting some shots at the end.
Yeah, I will say Deadink is one of the more interesting changes going into this one, because obviously he was on the way. Like, I do think that, again, since we've seen them last play, the Yoru has gained even more in popularity on this map. And they were running it already, but I think it makes more sense for him on the defense. So when he's able to get that operator into play, he's been very much on those more aggressive fronts, and he's very happy to sacrifice himself and take space. And sure, Kachao and the Omen maybe not the most, I guess, logical pick for him. But if he's still the guy going in second or third, I actually don't mind it.
Yeah, might not have the neon slide, but he's that good at opening. Imagine how good he is at trading for Kachao. Damage through the smoke. That spam has done quite a bit. Woot and Kosh both tagged heavily, and they get nothing to show for it, but they might get some aggression out in a moment. That Judge, unlikely to go for a deep swing, and in fact, if it did, it might just have a double kill. Batu's patience likely to be rewarded as well. I think the only real danger is a Phoenix Flash coming around that corner. But you can see Heretics are already shifting back towards this B site. They're going to look for deep mid control. And I assume Kosh is going to put some fake pressure towards this A site alongside Rienz. There's the reveal going up and over. There's the flash. Is he going to swing? Yes, he will. And that's a big mistake. Batu finds him immediately. And the Hunter's Fury, it's only used as a distraction here. Nothing found off the back of it, but Fireflux are still ready on B.
Yeah, it didn't do enough to sell that ruse. Wasn't any follow-up behind the Phoenix, and they know it as well. And now with 14 seconds, this needs to be so incredibly quick. That's the spike down. That's an even bigger problem. It has been retrieved, but they need to get onto the site. Benji's done incredibly well. He might have just bought them an opportunity. In fact, he will defend the line. Deading could have ended the round in its tracks, and I think, did he let go?
He must have let go. He had time. There was 5 seconds when he started planting, and he let go.
No faith. I was so locked in on Benji that I didn't even realize he let go.
I mean, Tom, to be honest, let's be brutal. There's no excuse for letting go there. You shouldn't even be considering if he's like, look, when they start planting, there's 5 seconds left. You can't possibly. What are you doing? You can't possibly win the round. No. Who cares about the kill? That's such a silly mistake, and they get exactly what they deserve for it. Benji. Man, I need to pause. If I was Benji, I'd need to pause. He dragged at them kicking and screaming through that round, out of the depths of darkness, and then they just extinguished the light themselves. That's tough.
Deploying drone.
Well, a round that Heretics are going to live to regret, I'm sure, and it's given one over to the other side. Well, Benji's now going to get cleared. If he didn't need a pause before, I think he might do now. That's going to be frustrating. Riyad's looking to try and undo the mistakes of the last round. Taking down Kachao. But there's still plenty more defenders on this B site. 2 players ready and raring.
Destroyed.
No opportunity for Deading to teleport in, but he's instead faked the move towards middle and instead waits towards the spawn.
30 seconds left.
Damage there from Hezekiah. He's unscathed somehow. He's taking a lot of fights, and he's winning so many of them. The kills might not have followed on the first 2, but look how low they were. Look how easy the cleanup for Batu. The lead falling into the hands of Fireflux now for Heretics. It's got to be upsetting. That's a lead that they know they gave away.
God, no, that is painful. And that was kind of what I expected to happen in the last round. Like, I think Benji did such impeccable work to get them in, him being clean early, and you can see what happens when he's not there to get them in anymore. As the defenders made that one look relatively easy, set the Heretics economy back to a pretty awkward position. Some pistols. Koshmaris has a rifle and his ult, but it would be finding the right place to use it. And when you have this sort of more contact-y flash style play, it can be a bit more difficult when playing up against that deadlock and those sensors. And it's definitely a bit worse when you just get spammed out at the beginning of the round. Reese's just frying.
Oh, they've got a second deadlock trap. They've got a second trap. So the first will be broken, and the second might catch them, but it was baited out. Heretics ready for it. Big pickup by Batu. The ult might not have connected, but every headshot did after, and it's an in-zone flawless. Batu trapped in a corner, but he fights his way out of it, and 7-2. I understood Billy's hesitance at accepting this agent select for Batu, but I haven't seen him net himself.
That sounded like pure disgust.
I'm saying I understood it being a little hesitant. I was also worried we'd see Batu hitting the net on himself, and although the ult might not have landed there, it's more about where he is and what he's doing with it.
I genuinely thought she was going to walk onto the stage and unclick the agent for him. Just be like, no, we're not having this. Because everyone else is also good within the region. The map becomes more of a 50-50. They've clearly been at work, changing up what they were running drastically as well. And it's going to be up to Heretics to find that solution.
Indeed. The runway is approaching its end for this attack side. Credits on the line. And a run it back available. If ever there was success to be found, this should be where Team Heretics can unearth the Kachao. Hey, they're 4-2 up and Kachao's 1-4. A tough start for him considering the untouchable performance in the previous map. But he has not been needed. at any stage. He has not been called upon so far. And for Heretics to take him down, it will make it sting a lot more if they end up losing this round. This has to be where they find it. Look at the trap positions as well. Like, these have changed. Last round, remember, it was 2 in this position here on short. So they've completely swapped it up. And that could slow the momentum, but in fact, the run it back's going in the other direction.
Oh, I don't think it's
Great
going
work.
anywhere. The net's fantastic. Immediately eliminated by the Hunter's Fury. The timing, not bad on the swing out, but somehow survived the while, and that transfer from Batu was perfect. Clean shots from him. Even still, it's only equalized. Going for more, though, and Batu is on fire. Whether you believe in the agent or not, you've got to believe in the man.
Oh, without a doubt, the net perfect. The second the run it back is activated, he's stuck in position. There's a Hunter's Fury on him. If you can trade out those 2 ults, that is just fine for you on Fireflux. A Sova ult has its value. And let me tell you, it's quite a lot. But when it comes to that run it back...
Oh, the second is, like, it's so nasty. It's just a small correction.
Keeping Kosh down as well. Going to be such a big deal for Fireflux. It has been a while since Woot or Kosh have been able to feel confident in any battle they're going for. An awful map for them on Sunset, and a pretty poor start for both of them here. I think they've got 2 on Kosh and 1 kill on Woot. Like, considering Kachao is now incredibly quiet.
He's 1 and 4.
He's 1 and 4, exactly. I mean, imagine he wakes up. It's over.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I like about this Fireflux side, though. You have this...
What?
Oh, no, Kosh is going to break something. I
I'm
can't
gonna
even blame
break
him.
something.
A random... If he sees that he was running as well, he's going to full tilt. He's going to be out of there. Luckily, it's in a round where there's not that much to play with anyway. You kind of expect to lose it, but Batu, I don't know. I was going to say he should be thanking his lucky stars, but maybe Benji Fishy has something to say about that.
Oh, he's giving them a chance. After a random kill pulled out of nowhere, the advantage taken out of the hands of Fireflux. The B site now under pressure. The rotate from Batu is perfect. He's getting in here just when he needs to, and that kill gives him the ultimate. Now a safety net to fall back on. He's instantly hit one. He knows the ult's going to be sent through. Rien's stolen away, and Woot doesn't have the ammo to break him free. 1 kill for Woot so far, and he'll get nothing more. Batu next with the 4K. Sitting back when he finds the final, and it's 6-2 here. Fireflux, their previous champion, has gone quiet, but Batu, he hasn't filled his shoes. He's broken them at the seams.
That one's I want to see the last one he gets over the top, because it looked like it was just crazy. Oh!
I almost spit out my drink.
Oh, he knows it as well. He is on one. Potentially, but he's trying to overshadow Kachao. And honestly, like,
he's on track.
You've got the story of Kachao, this youngster, but you've got the redemption arc. A man who was 0-11 in wins, playing on Apex, almost a laughing stock. And now he's looking like maybe one of the best we have. Insane couple of days. And well, it doesn't seem to matter who's in their way. Benji Fishy is trying his damnedest, man. The guy has been performing well, but there is no one there to help him. Rien's finally steps up to the plate, and they have an advantage again. And Rien's is going to plant the spike this time.
Hunter's Fury available. Man advantage to work with. Tag in onto Kachao, but they're not worried about him. The op misses the shot. The spam takes Kosh so desperately low, and Kachao's ready to strike on the swing, but he misses. Kachao not able to land those shots, but he'll pop his smoke, make it uncomfortable for Kosh Maris. Fake the TP across and swing in for Rien's. The first found, 2 more to go, but he's tagged so low. Batu will have to carry this on. 14-2, and he gets the jump on Benji. The net lands on Kosh Maris, and he's up close with the shorty. Batu next. The clock could be his only foe. And close as it may be, I don't think. He's got it. 6-3. Heretics win the round, but only time can take Batu down. He is 16-2.
It's a round, though. I think that's all that Heretics can look at this point. We know the defensive side on this map has been strong for them and strong for many as well. But the fact is that Yeah, maybe they celebrate a little bit early, lads. But the fact that I also look at the composition that's being run by Fireflux, and I think, okay, this is going to be tough to run on the attack. Like, you're going to have to be very well-oiled machine to make this one work. But at the moment, it just looks like they have the individuals. Even a round that Heretics win, it doesn't feel like a victory.
No, of course it doesn't. Oh my goodness, the net goes through, but that paranoia might just have saved the day. Batu tastes his third death at the hands of an opponent. Kachow, slow as he's been, this has to be the step up. His hero moment, of which he had more than a few in that previous map. And it starts here. He's dodged the flash, but he's being spotted. Doesn't matter, Boo goes down. Only the one for Kachow. The trade outs there for Deadink. He's already doubling up, looking for more and finding it. And the last man standing on a long, long flank.
I know exactly where.
And he will be found.
Oh, the reposition as well from Deadink. He's now backing towards that spawn. They're waiting to just try and lock him in. Look at the gun on the other side. The gun is a judge. The gun waiting for him. The spike's been taken though, but there's no escape.
What?
Okay.
What?
Deadink just read that one perfectly. Is he cheating?
He didn't see anything. He just shot through the cage.
Did he see the spike go, maybe?
No, the spike was in the cage. I don't think he could have. I wonder if we'll see it from his perspective, but I think that was just a random shot. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay. I'll take those.
Yeah.
7-3. And then you think about the round before, when Heretics find their third, when they break that streak from Fireflux, they still lose everybody. Batu still looks invulnerable. Here, Batu falls early. It doesn't matter. Fireflux still come out with the round. Like, this has not felt like Heretics have won a round since round 2, and they basically haven't.
Ahead.
Oh, that is a lot of information for Reezy. Sat in the corner. Yep, Woot didn't realize he was there. They're at least going to get one, but the expectation of this round is not much more. They have at least retrieved the rifle for Benji Fishy, but the paranoia from Kachow is sublime. Boo has also managed another, but even still, it leaves Boo with an impossible task, and unfortunately it seems like his completion of impossible tasks left after, what, map number 1.
Yeah, he was the top fragger over on map number 1, but things have certainly changed here. Batu Nax, you talked about his redemption arc, and this guy, although he hasn't gotten a kill for a round or 2, this guy, you said, was a laughing stock at times, and it was on this agent that he was. There were some very funny moments when it came to his deadlock. But the redemption arc almost completed for him now, 16-3.
Don't worry.
Statement half.
Webb is still laughing.
Yeah, he really seemed full of joy.
We're gonna go back to him in a minute. He's gonna be like, like just full maniacal, crazy laugh.
Dyed his hair green.
He'll start seeing the image of a floating Neil head that I saw earlier on.
No!
Wow. From bad to worse to worse
sure that's
again.
Needed, but last round.
Last round, yeah. At this point, what else?
Goodness.
You're not saving it for a rainy day because the sunshine has been out for Fireflux. It is burning bright alongside them. And while we talked about the final boss in Rien's, he's been shut down. Benji Fishy's been trying his best, but it's been Batu. Well, okay, he'll lose his life. But every time he has, Deadink has stepped up. He's having an insane game on the Yoru as well. It leaves Kosh 4 and 10, 3 needed. A plant gets him. Well, a plant, that's it. There's nothing else. Ult not close. Not that he'd really have an opportunity to use it. And now they know exactly where he shall be. Other than an overextension, it should be impossible, and even the first man's going to clear him out. What a half from Fireflux. A 9-3. It was a pistol loss as well, right?
Yeah, they went 2-0 down. And Kachow, 4 and 8, closing out this half. If you were to tell me that Fireflux are going to dominate like this, well, I'd say, of course they are. My boy dropped 29 kills in a 13-2 map. But he's been slow, yet the rest of Fire Yeah, very much should have. Very much should have. So for Benji, yeah, we know he's delivering, but the rest of the boys, we haven't seen them since Summit.
Not much to play with. And a chance to build that confidence, build the credits, build the orbs. And well, hopefully for their sake, not to lose too many players doing it. Of course, for Rians, it's a little bit less of a risk in this round, and they will only lose the one. Not bad at all from Team Heretics. And as I said, this is the half where I do look at this composition and go, okay, what have you got planned? Because I do think that Deadlock, especially on the attack, still has a lot of useful pieces of utility. I think especially for setting up someone like Dead Ink, if you can catch people with the nets, if you get into a post plant, for example, those sensors are filthy. They block so many angles on the way back in. But you have to get there in the first place.
And how do they plan to do that? The question soon to be answered as Fireflux step into this round. A full buy up against Heretics. Their first full buy on the attack. Let's see how this goes.
Tam sakin.
Outlaw var hala.
Gel A'ya.
Başka şok dardım yok abi.
Yürü yakına bakıyorum.
Beyler beni bilmiyorlar, ben Ghost davranacağım yanınızda.
Samet yukarı zıpla da vur şunu. Main'de bir tane. Kol atıyor galiba main'de. Vur onu. Bekle.
B main drone beyler.
Yok.
Kameramı gördü.
Oo tamam atsın.
Girelim mi aynen gel.
Bir dakika izleyelim verin. Mide bir tane daha smoke at. Mide bir tane daha smoke at.
10 saniye ikinci.
Tamam ikinci smoke'la giriyoruz.
Sova'nın drone'u yok.
Tamam. Vine'a bakın sadece.
Bakıyorum ben. Dönmenize gerek yok.
Hazır ol. Short smoke geldi mi?
Geldi.
At spin'i.
Attım.
Attım.
Kör çık.
Underhaven.
Pullu.
Çıkamıyoruz, molly var.
Gece atacağım, çıkacağız.
Samet girme. Dur.
40 saniyemiz var.
Cece dikkat Cece var.
Tamam drone aç. Samet side'e tipi açacaksın.
Take flight.
Smoke girdi. Kaçtı. Beraber arasana kill ara.
30 seconds
Çifte.
left.
Sol dikkat.
Cem
Sola
bende.
bakacağım,
Cem
sola
bende.
bakacağım.
Sola
Sola bakacağım.
vuracağım.
Sol yok.
Cem bende.
Sağ ol.
Under sağ. Ben sol ilk oyna.
Gece açtım.
Atmayın.
Traplerim yok beraber oyna.
Peki. Oku kırın, ok atacak.
Ok yok kanka.
Spike planted.
I'm with you, bro.
There might be trap.
I'm just walking.
Chill. Full aim.
Yes, I'm just aiming.
Danger one green. I guess.
I don't see anywhere.
Last
one.
player standing.
It's on him, bro. Fuck.
NT, bro. Fuck. Oh, good, guys. It was a good bonus.
Great recovery there. I love that little slip in by Woot, though, into the smoke, dodged the drone, took down the man with the drone, but then still had his judge. Not really a great position to play from unless mistakes are made from that point, and they flood in so well. Another great round from Hezekiah.
The only thing that does surprise me a little bit is that the Heretics don't gamble a little bit more. Like, you got a low buy.
They still have two players on B.
You're still fully committed. I understand that you might expect them to rotate, but if you're in a 4v3, I think play the 4v3. Play the numbers. If you end up having to retake the other side, I think that's fine. But splitting it, especially, again, as you said, when you have a judge, it's going to be so hard to hold that site. And once they're in the post plant, it became even more difficult. As I said, you got that double sentient post plant. It's tough to break back in.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think for Heretics there, it was a little bit of a head scratcher. Still sat in the 2-2 after first contact, after the drone goes down, after the dash back from Woot, nobody moves. And look, a lot of the time, you're probably right to do that. You probably are going to go back. This time it didn't work out.
Yeah, I did. It doesn't. I wouldn't have even been mad if they gambled the other way.
Yeah,
I think it's just like
exactly
playing those numbers a little bit more, but evidently, I also think if you have the two rifles and they do hit B, that might be enough to get the job done. So it's understandable, but it leaves them at a larger deficit. 5 rounds behind. Purchase here, not the greatest, and Kachao has been executed. He was the one man on the other side of the map, but there is a bit of a gap here. An opportunity to face in versus Rians. He's stood with shot dot in hand, and he can look to delay. Has some support, a kill trip available. but it has been found. Even still, though, Riens uses that as a moment to strike, and Benji's looking to do the same. It's all Riens, though. He was the man that needed to hold the line, and he has done just that. An in-zone flawless from Team Heretics, and a massive return to form.
Yeah, phenomenal work. Splitting the Cypher setup as well. When you look at Summit, it caused a lot of problems. Benji couldn't turtle in the way he needed to on the site. A first trip broken, and he's left to basically play for the retake. This time, especially on this map, much more he can do. Just that one trip up front is the trigger point that they know someone's there. Spams begin, players down.
Nice!
The scale right afterwards.
We can win this. We can win this.
Easy.
Looking a lot more confident.
Let's go.
Starting to see pieces come online on that defensive side, and it's only a 4-round gap. As the coaching staff just said, you heard it from Weber, they can still win this. And this round especially should give them the chance to build up some bank. They're up against a low buy. We don't want to see too many of Team Heretics losing their weapons in this round.
Kosh Maris is out on an island, though. He's definitely getting overwhelmed. It's how much can he take with him, and it's a lot of damage. You might be looking at that going, hey, he doesn't get much. Look at the HP of the remaining players. There should be no way out on Well. That's the nightmare. We saw that many a time. Nice clean up from Woot in the end, but that's one thing with that ultimate that has always been a pain is it feels like sometimes you're just holding it like it's some sort of bazooka, and it is not.
It takes so long to activate. That's the thing. And we see it a lot, like you said, players activating the ult as you're trying to line it up, waiting for that left click to be possible. Woot comes swinging out and takes you down. 4K for him.
Exactly.
Bro.
I'll also say as well, like Woot going onto the defense, like I think when they were a bit trying to Blade Storm, he's set up to succeed.
Has all the tools on his belt. All he's got to do is use them. You look at Kachao and you wonder, well, what if he had his tool belt with him?
Yeah, but then what do you lose? Do you lose Batu? Do you lose, like, they've had other layers that it's been worth it so far, but will it be worth it on the attack?
Exactly. That is more so the question. Can Fireflux fit themselves into the shape needed with this composition? 3 rounds of an advantage to play with. But up against the Blade Storm and the Op, up against the run-it-back safety net for Kosh Maris, and both of those players likely available for the retake if needed, as we can see Fireflux setting up for a B split again. A mid space is being given. Heretics push up in A main, coloring in a little bit of information on this map. Maybe embedding Woot for the late round. The question is, how quickly does Kosh Maris rotate? I don't think he's going to be here to help out on the main push. So we look instead to Riens and Benji Fishy, 2 players that you can often depend on.
Right here. Right here.
35 seconds. Both players just waiting to be pushed by stairs, but they have all gone the other way. That's a nasty surprise. Maybe a bit of an oversight, maybe a second needed from Riens, but not quite. Boo, however, delivers. The run it back hasn't quite caught anybody, but even still, it looks like an advantage for the defense, mainly because of Reezy being on 9 HP.
I still need to land that spam. Blade Storm active. This is what we talked about. Retake for Woot looking a lot easier with this ulti in hand. Kosh not getting what he wanted out of his.
Here.
He still has that flash. He's going to get them in. Woot dashing straight into the cloud burst, but he's not looking the right way when he comes up and out. Batu able to take one, and with Boo revealed, surely he doesn't stand a chance. The spray is good. And Reezy only needs a bullet to come his way, and he will be down half already. The smoke goes up, it's Boo! Back to that map 1 performance. 10-8 for Heretics with a Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, the second you see the HP and you go, okay, all it takes is one stray bullet onto either of those players, and this round turns into a devastating prospect. I thought they did excellently well to hold versus the first couple, but even risking it through that sensor. Oh, we spoke about it. That utility is nasty. Oh, wow, you can see how important this is. We spoke about it already. To make it to Barcelona, if you go into that lower bracket, is 6 games in a row. If you need to be in the final to make it to champs, 7 wins in a row. No defeats from then onwards. In the upper bracket, in the play-in, you still have that lifeline. And while with world-renowned teams like Fnatic falling into the lower bracket, Na'Vi are down there as well. Like, I don't think there's anybody that looks like an easy game. Maybe one.
I noticed you didn't name them, Tom.
It's the team that lost 14 games in a row.
My ult is ready.
We'll leave it for the people to figure out.
Oh, yeah. Get Sherlock Holmes on that one. I've deduced it's the only team to ever do that in history.
I always said NA sucked. I just didn't know Pacific were bad.
Oh, yeah.
10-8 for Fireflux. It's been a while since we've seen that success on their side. Heretics showing that strong defense, push them down to classics, given a very weak buy for this attack. But again, Fireflux have been dangerous in these moments before.
Left.
Woot on the Outlaw. Well, he's got a one-shot hit onto everyone except Batunax. Ow, my God! Hezekiel clean, but he didn't expect anyone else to be nearby.
Okay.
Evidently, neither did Kachao.
Yeah, they've got themselves a plant.
10 seconds left.
Information for the defense.
Spike planted.
Reezy also has his ult, and he's going all the way back, timing. I was worried for a second he might get caught by Benji Fishy clearing out middle, but instead he can now potentially look to use that ult, maybe to disrupt. Yeah, he's going to go early. I don't mind. He was trying to catch them in setup, stop them being able to group. It's found nothing, though. Yeah, maybe bought a little bit of extra seconds, but that could have held more value. Either way, Kachao back again, looking for a little bit more with the pistol. That time ticking further and further down and needing to still clear the players from the back line, and it's both pistols striving this time. No hope for Benji Fishy. It's an Amoda Thrifty that breaks the deadlock for Fireflux. The streak looked like it was going to be devastating, but instead they found a break early.
That's a strange way to see that one go. Fireflux come in with the pistols and manage to find success this time around. An emotive Thrifty. There's Kachao with his Sheriff, but it's this fight underneath from Deading and Batunax that turned the tide completely. Even in that stalemate, the 3 versus 3, you have to favor Heretics in the fight back. As you said, the stalemate now broken and a timeout.
11-8. It's a break back, but it's not a death sentence. However, an immediate pause. Ult still available for Deadink. And actually, instead, it's going to be an aggressive play, and Woot has been wrecked early. They were hoping to combine this with a Hunter's Fury. Now the Hunter's Fury is all they have left. A lot of damage done. Boo has already been spotted, and I think he's being hunted. Deadink smells the blood in the water, but instead, he's going to be able to fade. Oh, just about. Boo takes a lot of damage on the exit.
Yes, this should do.
Well, I think there's enough trips there to cause issues. You've got one on the way out, and then you've got the wall up in play as well. You break that, you still got to get past a bit more utility, and they immediately leave short. Going for the wraparound, actually going for the save. For a second, I thought Boo was joining Benji for that flank, but they saw the trip there, realized they wouldn't have the element of surprise, and gave up completely. For Heretics carrying these weapons forward, you can see why. Koshmar is 150 credits, Benji and Boo barely at half a K. So of course, the weapons being carried forward is a big deal, but for Fireflux, they build up a lot of money, so a round loss means an immediate buyback, no questions asked. They keep Batu's ultimate, which, when you get that in the middle of the round, you saw what happens. Sometimes you pop it to try and turn a gunfight, and you get shot, because you've got a big disc on your hand. You're trying to charge it up. You have it at the start of the round, though. And now you can make a plan around it. That's a very different ball game.
But there's also just a lot of angles that feel unplayable now.
Yeah.
You're not going to go into wine in a round like this when someone could just clear you out in an instant. It's also now Fireflux, one of the next 4. They'd be the first challenger to make it into the upper bracket semifinals. Of course, Foot and Eternal Fire winning in their games yesterday. Obviously, Enterprise also have the opportunity to do that a little bit later today. But also, they'd be the 3rd Turkish team in a row to make it in that direction. Either way, 12-8. And it's 4 in a row needed for the side of Heretics.
All quiet on the B front. There goes the shock dart. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can. We'll make the noises for you. There's the reveal. And there it is. We're back into the game. Hot hands thrown through is going to delay Fireflux a little bit. They're stuck in B main for the time being, but they're using this as a freeze. They're trying to bait Heretics into going back in the other direction, assuming that this is a play to the A site. But the main thing being in this round, there's no concern about that walk up on middle until that trap is broken. There's no pressure onto Heretics, but that's about to change with Batu taking the space.
A drone through. He's waiting for the timing, waiting for a distraction to be made, and that's where Batu makes his move. Even still, Hezekiah's the first to take damage. Deading, though, is the first to get a kill. Rien's gone. Benji needing to defend this site again. He has no support within, just the spams from afar, and he's being rounded on and dealt with. Kachao clears. The head of Deading spotted, but Boo just can't land the shots. He's been having a bit of a rotter other than the clutches, and the TP to make space works. Koshmaris is going to be able to turn this into a 3v3.
Hezekiah's already tagged so low, but it's those traps on the stairs. No one needs to worry about it. The shift walk down unlikely. And even if they break the first, they'll go running down into the second. How many will be caught? There it is. Active in the smoke down to block. And buy some time. Kachao needs to step up in a big way. And he won't. Put to bed by Boo. And Heretics, with more than enough time, they have bought themselves a little bit more runway.
They were able to get a streak of 3 already in this half. And I think Benji did a good job just of buying time. I think with Rien's going down so early, but they've done damage. And then retaking the site looked excellent. Even still, though, with the low buy being the first victory that we saw for Fireflux since the bonus, they have credits to spare. They can go into this round with another purchase, but the ultimates are much, much further away now.
Indeed. 3 rounds and a run it back. When to use it for Heretics, well, that decision will be made for them. We won't see it off rip. We'll see it as a reaction. And as the timer ticks on here in the defense, they've now taken those positions we talked about being unmannable because of Batu's ultimate in the previous. Posted up Wood on Wine. That early information. Almost sacrificed, though, because they don't have that trip on short anymore. They don't have the information on that side of the map. So although Wood is there, it doesn't mean he can solo hold the A site. And in fact, late round, it looks like they want to refight on that defensive side towards short. This drone is going to sell them the idea that they're in the right position, that Heretics are setting a trap that Fireflux are soon to walk into. And instead, they start moving up towards mid. Benji almost got caught by the mid players. Now it's Main that he's in danger of being found by, and that net has made this very complicated. They know he's there now, but still he ends up with 1. He's not being punished just yet, gets a little more damage as well. Great work by Benji, but when Rien's down, this is getting out of control. The ult for Kosh finds nothing, and a 4v3 post plant. Fireflux with a chance to end it here.
Does Kachao make the difference? He's low on HP, so he's taking a bit of a risk, but it's going to pay off. That's well worth it. A low HP player for the full HP of Boo removes that utility alongside it as well, and now the double duelist has to try and turn the tide.
No flashes to help, no Woot to help either. Kosh got to do it all alone, gets a flash back, fires it in, and it's his death sentence. Hezekiah cleans it up in the end, and Fireflux take the series